This sign marks the landmark. Right past this driveway is when my car died, February 10th, 2014 at approximately 5 p.m. I'm going to reset my trip meter on my car to 0. On February 10th, 2014, I was driving home on this road, as I always have for many years. The weather condition was 30 below with a wind chill factor about 40. I was on my way home. The weather condition was 30 below 0. My car is a Ford Taurus 2002 with 150,000 miles on it. Something was wrong and my car wasn't running correctly. And it died and stalled in front of Frank and Sandra Murphy's home, February 10th, 2014 at approximately 5 o'clock. At the time, I put the car in park, turned off the radio, turned off the lights, turned off the heater, and I turned the car over. I put the car in drive and I drove away. I was on the road the whole time. It took approximately 1 minute. As I'm driving home, this is the path and the road that I take to go home every day. As you can see, I live in the country. I don't have a lot of options for which roads I take to my home. Judge Foster ruled in court that I have no business on this road, despite the fact I've lived on this road for many years before Frank Murphy attacked me, and I still do. Live on this road, in the same home, and drive the same car. As I'm going home that day, it is approximately here that I notice that there's a red full-size pickup truck coming up behind me. I do not know that it's Frank Murphy. I do not know Frank Murphy. I've never met his family. I don't know what's about to happen. As I'm watching in my rear view mirror, Frank Murphy is starting to tailgate me. As you can see, this is a sharp 90-degree turn. At this point, Frank Murphy is on my ass, tailgating me the whole time. I thought at the time it was because I was driving slowly. My car wasn't running well. I was doing approximately 30 miles an hour. At the time, I wasn't concerned about it at all. I've traveled this road thousands of times over the years. I know every bump and every sharp turn. This is another sharp turn. It's a 90-degree. It's approximately here. This is where Frank Murphy forces my car off the road. The trip meter reads 2.1 miles. It is approximately here. I am now having some more problems. Frank Murphy gets out of his truck. He is running around the street like he's crazy. I immediately pull my .380 semi-automatic handgun and I point it right at Frank Murphy. I check his hands to see if he has any weapons. He has no weapons. In court, Frank Murphy states he remembers me aiming and pointing a black object directly at him at this point. My .380 is a black pistol. Frank Murphy states he thinks it's a camera. I don't know Frank Murphy, and he doesn't know me, but throughout the court process, Frank Murphy and Sandra Murphy make a lot of comments over the fact that they think I'm videotaping their daughter. At this point, I simply put my car in reverse. I back out of the snowbank and I turn around. I do not know what Frank Murphy's problem is. I'm starting to suspect at the time he is having some psychological mental breakdown. Throughout my course of my life, I have run across many people who have psychological problems. I take a left turn here. Frank Murphy is still running around in the street acting like a nut job. For the most part, when it first happened, I thought Frank Murphy was just having some type of a mental breakdown. As I have stated, I've known many people in my life that have psychological problems. A lot of times these people have problems when either they don't take their medicine or they take too much medicine. I don't know what Frank Murphy's problem is. I don't know where he's coming from. I don't know who he is. At this point, my car is still running very poorly, and I'm further away from my house every minute I keep driving. It's 30 below outside and it is cold. In court, I state over and over again, Frank Murphy attacked me. He used his full-size pickup truck against a much smaller Ford Taurus and used road rage tactics while he attacked me. Right now, at this point, Frank Murphy is not in my rear view mirror. I take a right turn. I still don't see Frank Murphy's truck. In court, Judge Foster rules I have no business on that road. Judge Foster rules that my car did not break down. Judge Foster rules she believes I'm videotaping Frank Murphy's daughter. At this point, I do not see Frank Murphy. I continue driving. On February 10th and February 11th, Sandra Murphy called 911. On February 10th, she stated that she saw a car on the road parked for approximately a minute and left. On February 11th, 2014, Sandra Murphy calls 911 again. She states that she saw my car drive past her home doing approximately 20 miles an hour, which is the speed limit, and called 911. Waukesha Sheriff's Deputy Wayne Hollandworth wrote on his police report that Frank Murphy stated that I was on his property 2 days in a row on the driveway, 15 minutes each day, videotaping his daughter. That is what Wayne Hollandworth police report reads. On February 11th, 2014, Waukesha Sheriff Hollandworth mails 2 citations to my home. 1, trespass to land, and 2, disorderly conduct.